This video will teach you one rule that instantly shows whether something is helping your life or quietly draining it. It's not the social media, it's not the phones, it's not the education, it's not the money, it's not the culture, it's not the system, it's not the elite, it's not even the food you eat or the things you drink. I want you to realize this. We want to find the enemy so that we can point at something. As long as I can blame something, as long as I know who or what to blame. But we are searching from the wrong direction. We are blaming the wrong things. We yell, it's because of this thing. This thing is destroying the whole humanity. And I have been there, so I know. I used to say that the phone is destroying our future generation. And I have taken my daughter's phone away many times. I have said it's because education is programming us to obey and not to think. So I pulled my daughter away from school. It's because of capitalism, because the money, because of this and that. But I want to expose you to the truth so you can finally be liberated from these distracted illusions, so that you don't have to judge everything and feel like there is something wrong all the time, so that you can make your own free choices according to your free will. And of course, if you say that there is no such thing as free will, then you have no choice. But to turn this video off right now, just so that you can keep yourself in that illusion. In the choiceless prison you have made, or maybe this becomes your destiny to watch this video, so that you can drop your old stories that are still pulling you away from your own self-empowerment. I will give you a very simple framework you can use to understand truth. If we can imagine that everything in life is energy, and energy is life, like Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Now let's make this even simpler and just focus on energy. What does the word energy mean to you? Why would someone want to drink an energy drink or coffee? To get more energy, right? And now I'm not saying if it's good or bad to drink this. I'm just giving you an example so I can keep you at the same level of understanding, okay? So everything in life is energy, and everything you are is energy, because you are life. And to make this easier to understand, just think that you can experience this energy through your body and mind. Now there are different degrees of energy, like there are different degrees in warm and cold. That is called temperature, right? So energy has degrees, and we can think of them instead of cold and hot as low and high. So what it means is that there is low energy and there is high energy. Are you following me? Now if I say that someone is energetic, what does it mean to you? Does that person have high energy or low energy? High energy, of course. And if you would have to choose, just quickly, without thinking too much, say as fast as you can what comes into your mind. Do you want low energy or high energy? Everyone wants more energy, and yes, sometimes too much energy can cause trouble, but it's only when it is too much, which implies that there is more energy than that person can handle, then it might become a problem. But the more energy you can handle, the bigger your life becomes. You see, these energetic people are everywhere, all the time, doing millions of things and never seem to run out of battery. And I mean those who can handle the energy, not those who are consumed by it. Because when that happens, it's like being a light bulb, but getting too much voltage and burning out. Now, if we only think of energy as feelings, how they play out in energy terms, what is low energy? We can say depression is pretty low, sadness is pretty low, happiness is pretty high, love is off the charts, and ecstasy is high voltage, right? A lot of energy is the same as higher power. It's like a big 20-meter high wave that has so much energy, or thunder that strikes. We can use energy to our benefit, but with low energy, we can't use it as much as high energy. Because the lower the energy is, its limits come faster. So we kind of prefer high energy, or at least there are much more possibilities with higher energy than low. There is even saying in human beings, a low life, which means that the person is kind of doing something bad. So we could separate energy as bad and good if we want. And usually the higher energy levels, the better. But of course, the only good and bad in life happens through our concepts of good and bad. In life itself, there is no good or bad. They are just made up things. We usually attach them things like dark and light, which aren't good or bad. But if we would ask 100 people which is good and which is bad, most would say light is good and dark is bad. But then again, if we would ask the same question from an owl who wakes up at night and cannot see in daylight because it's a night creature, and there are many species that are night creatures, they would without doubt say darkness is the good one. So there is no good or bad in this sense. All I am saying is that you want high energy and a body and mind that can handle more energy. The more energy you can use, the better your life becomes. Now, if you can understand this much, you can easily understand the next thing as well. You want to become an energy seeker, a powerhouse that can light up the whole world. This is why they call someone who achieved the highest wisdom enlightened. Even in images, they paint them with a light halo around them. So how does all this have to do with phones, social media, money, or anything? Before I give you a simple way to live a good life and a clear way to know that you are always doing the right things, I have to give you some controversial examples. One of the oldest people ever documented, Jean Colment, I don't know how I pronounce it, smoked for 100 years, drank a glass of wine and ate 2 pounds, which is about 900 grams of chocolate every week. She died at age 100 2020, outliving both her daughter and grandson. She just didn't want to accept that those things were bad for your health or shortened lifespan. Tyler Blevins plays different computer games and is known as Ninja. Forbes ranked Ninja among the top earning gamers and creators, reporting around 17 million a year from gaming. What about Mr. Beast, whose mom always nagged him about how he was wasting his life making videos on YouTube and that he should study and focus on school instead. He started as a 13-year-old and didn't care about school that much. He just wanted to make videos with his phone. Now Forbes has reported his annual earnings at around $85 million. His media company Beast Industries has been valued at around $5 billion. His non-profit charity brands provides food banks, groceries, medical bill help, rent aid, emergency support, and distributes millions of dollars in good and aid yearly to families in need. What about Warren Buffett, who is one of the most well-known investors and billionaire, has pledged to give away over 99% of his wealth? And what about his daily habits? He is known for eating like a child. Every day he eats a cheeseburger and drinks soda. He is against a hustle culture. His habit is thinking time over busy time. He spends most of his time reading and thinking. Now I could give you countless examples of how a successful and happy life is not dependent on the most common beliefs about what is good and what is bad. And I wanted to give you these examples for a reason. I would love for you to drop your stories about what is good and what is bad for a moment and think about your own life. Obviously, we cannot say what is good for others because we can never precisely know what is good for someone else. But what about you? Do you know what is good for you? Or how can you know what is good for you? Now, let's think of life as a fresh canvas. Your day starts all over again without you knowing what is good for you and what is bad. Just imagine that you would have to test everything yourself without anyone telling you ready-made answers. Eat vegetables, exercise, take vitamins, don't use your phone, don't watch TV, meditate. Drop all of them. Now, if you don't know what is good and what is bad, and all you know is how you feel. When you feel good, you usually have a lot of energy. And remember, life is energy. And you are life. The more energy, the bigger the life. Now you start your day and become aware always of how you feel while doing something and after doing it. It is important that you also notice the after effects. Now, if you navigate only by your energy levels, you can start to notice what fits you and makes your life better, no matter what it is. Your only measuring point is while you do think, eat, or drink something, does this give me energy or does it lower it? If I watch Netflix for more than half an hour, I start to feel irritated and my energy levels start to drop. But if I watch YouTube on a subject I am interested in at that moment, I can watch for hours and still feel inspired afterward. Even writing about my thoughts, doing experiments based on what I watched, or just pondering it. I don't like driving a car that much, but when I put on an audiobook and drive, especially with my wife, and we pause the book and discuss what we are listening to, 4 hours can feel like just 1 hour. Time flies, and I have more energy and inspiration than before driving. I pick my exercise based on what gives me energy, because some exercise feel like a struggle and drain me. When I write these teachings to you, I can search for information for days and be on my phone for many hours just writing. but it gives me such pleasure that I feel good and happy. When I eat pizza, not the whole pizza, but some pieces, maybe half, it gives me a lot of energy and no bloating. I feel like let's go running. But when I eat rice, my energy levels drop so much that most of the time I need to take a nap. I have also noticed that the amount of food really matters. If I exceed a certain amount, I get tired. And this goes against the energy law. So what I'm saying here is, don't judge the things you are doing. Instead, feel. Is this thing giving me energy or lowering my energy? And even when you watch the news, listen to certain subjects or certain people, ask yourself, do they give you energy or take it away? Become aware. Stop all the common discussion about whether screen time is good, whether AI is good, whether certain food is good. Just make your own high energy activations. Maybe even keep them to yourself. Go even further and start thinking about how you think. Does the way you think give you energy? Or does it rob you? Change the thinking. At least you can do that, right? Me and my wife were once tricked into a hustle culture. No matter how much we did or achieved, nothing seemed to be enough. There were good days when we worked 12-hour days or 16 hours and did thousands of things and felt good, but the body was completely done. Then the next day, if we couldn't do the same amount, the charging started. This was one of the most energy-robbing, life-consuming habits we needed to change if we wanted to be happier, enjoy more, and funny enough, get more done without effort. Today we say that we are constantly on a winning streak. Whenever we do even the littlest thing or nothing at all, we say that we are on a winning streak, and we celebrate every day, every moment of life, because this programs your mind to always succeed. We also count our blessings every day, and they keep coming more and more, because we believe that what you focus on grows. So focus on things that give you more energy. Sooner than you notice, you will become a real powerhouse. Now, before you rush to understand this, before you try to apply it, before your mind starts to agreeing or disagreeing, pause. Because this is the part where most people miss it. They listen with the same mind that created the confusion in the first place. They listen to confirm what they already believe, or to reject what threatens their identity, or to collect ideas like souvenirs without ever living them. So let me ask you something, and don't answer me. Answer yourself. When was the last time you felt energized? Not excited, not stimulated, but deeply energized. Not hyped, not distracted, not escaping, but clear, calm, alive. You see, we confuse stimulation with energy. Stimulation is loud, energy is quiet. Stimulation burns fast, energy builds slowly. Stimulation needs more and more, energy multiplies itself. Think about fire. A match flares up fast, bright, hot, dramatic, and dies in second. That's stimulation. But embers, slow, steady, growing under the surface can keep a whole house warm through the night. That's energy. And most people are addicted to matches while sitting on a fireplace. They never learned how to use it. Now let me repeat something, because repetition is how truth sinks below the mind. It's not the phone, it's not the social media, it's not the money, it's not the system. Those are amplifiers, not causes. A phone in a calm mind becomes a tool. A phone in a chaotic mind becomes a weapon against itself. Social media in high energy becomes a creation. Social media in low energy becomes comparison, envy, and collapse. Money in clarity becomes freedom. Money in fear becomes obsession. Same object, different energy. So the question is never, is this good or bad? The real question is, who am I while I'm using it? Say that again quietly in your head. Now let me ask you something uncomfortable. If phone disappeared tomorrow, if social media vanished overnight, if money collapsed, if the system reset, would your inner state magically become peaceful? Or would the same restlessness just find a new target? Because it always does. People blamed books once, then radio, then TV, then video games, then phones, then AI. The object keeps changing. The discomfort stays, which tells you something very important. The problem is not out there. Energy doesn't lie. Energy doesn't care about ideology. Energy doesn't care about trends. Energy doesn't care about morality stories. Energy only answers one question. Is this expanding me or making me smaller? And this is why I said earlier, and I will say it again. Your life is not wrong. Your habits are not wrong. Your interests are not wrong. They are simply signals of energy flow. Think of your life like a river. When water flows freely, it's alive. When it stagnates, it rots. Most people try to discipline the river. They shame it, they force it, they moralize it, instead of asking, where is it blocked? Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine your day as a control panel. Every thought is a lever. Every action is a dial. Every emotion is a coach. Some actions raise the power level, some drain it. But no one ever taught you to read the panel. So you follow rules written by people who never lived in your body. Eat this, avoid that, wake up at this hour, work like this, relax like that. And then you wonder why life feels heavy. Let me ask you another question. Honestly, have you ever done something that everyone said was bad, but it made you feel more alive? And have you ever done something everyone praised as good that quietly trained you? Exactly. That's energy speaking before the mind interferes. And this is why I keep repeating, stop judging, start sensing. Judgment is mental, sensing is intelligence. Your body knows before your beliefs do. Now here is a metaphor that might help. Imagine you are wearing headphones. If the signal is weak, you turn the volume up. That's stimulation. If the signal is clear, you don't need volume. That's energy. Most people are blasting noise into a weak signal. more content, more caffeine, more hustle, more motivation, instead of tuning the frequency. This is why monks can sit in silence and feel full, and millionaires can sit in luxury and feel empty. Same universe, different tuning. Now I want you to do something right now. Do not change posture. Do not close your eyes. Just notice, how does your body feel in this moment? Not good or bad, just energy level. High, medium, low. You see, awareness alone already changes it. That's the power you have been outsourcing. Now let me repeat the core rule slowly. If something gives you energy, it belongs in your life. If something consistently trains you, it doesn't matter how right it is, it belongs under review. Not punishment, not guilt, review. Because energy is not moral, it's mechanical. Touch fire, it burns. Touch warmth, it nourishes. No judgment, just feedback. And here is the part most people resist. You are allowed to enjoy your life. Not later, not after healing, not after fixing yourself. No. Enjoyment is not laziness. Joy is not weakness. Joy is efficiency. A joyful system produces more with less effort. Look at children. They learn faster through play than adults do through force. Now let me say something that might challenge you. If your spirituality makes you tired, it's wrong. If your productivity makes you miserable, it's wrong. If your discipline trains your soul, it's wrong. Energy doesn't lie. This is why I don't ask, what should I do today? I ask, what keeps the energy flowing today? Sometimes that's work, sometimes that's rest, sometimes that's writing, sometimes that's silence. And yes, sometimes that's doing nothing without turning it into guilt. Now let me slow this down even more. You don't need a better system. You need a better relationship with energy. You don't need motivation. You need permission. Permission to trust what expands you. And if you remember only one thing from this entire teaching, life is not asking you to be correct. Life is asking you to be alive. Alive energy creates clarity. Dead energy creates rules. So tomorrow morning, don't ask, what should I fix? Ask, what raises my energy, even slightly? Follow that. Then follow the next thing. That's how momentum is built. Not through force, but through alignment. And if you fall back into old patterns, good. That means you noticed. Awareness is already success. Stay with this. Do not rush it. Energy responds to patience. Stay healthy. Stay wealthy. And more importantly, stay alive, my dear one.